I never imagined that the most important decision of my life would happen on a distant alien world under a purple sky. 3 years earlier, I had been an ordinary maintenance engineer aboard the exploration vessel Aurora Pathfinder. My job was simple: keep the ship's systems running and stay out of the way of the scientists. But fate has strange ways of rewriting a person's life. Our mission had brought us to Alarion, a mysterious planet orbiting a blue-white star far beyond the outer edges of human space. Long-range scans had detected cities, energy signatures, and technology far more advanced than anything humanity possessed. It was the first confirmed alien civilization humanity had ever encountered. Naturally, everyone expected diplomats, scientists, and military officers to handle first contact. Not a maintenance engineer like me. But sometimes, the universe chooses the most unlikely people. Arrival on Alarion. The shuttle descended through glowing violet clouds as I sat nervously in the back seat. I wasn't supposed to be on that shuttle. Originally, Chief Diplomat Reynolds had been scheduled to meet the alien leaders. But during the descent, a sudden radiation surge from the planet's atmosphere forced the shuttle to lighten its load. Several passengers had to stay behind. Reynolds was among them. And somehow, through a mixture of bad luck and a sudden systems malfunction only I could fix, I ended up being the only human who could continue the descent. So there I was, humanity's accidental representative. When the shuttle landed, the hatch slowly opened. What I saw outside stole my breath. The landing platform was carved from smooth crystal-like stone, glowing faintly beneath my feet. Beyond it stretched a magnificent alien city, towers spiraling into the sky like living sculptures. Bridges of light connected buildings that seemed to float in midair. And waiting for me were the inhabitants of Alarion. They were tall and elegant, with shimmering silver skin and luminous eyes that reflected the light of their strange sun. At their center stood a figure, wearing a flowing robe of blue and gold. She stepped forward. Her voice echoed inside my mind rather than through my ears. "Welcome, human traveler." I froze. Telepathy. Great. She studied me for a moment, clearly surprised. "You are not the one we expected." "Yeah," I muttered awkwardly. "I get that a lot." A faint smile touched her lips. "I am Queen Lysara, ruler of Alarion." And just like that, I realized I was standing face to face with the most powerful being on the planet, the unexpected companion. After the formal greeting, the Queen ordered that I be escorted through the city. But the escort wasn't a group of guards. Instead, someone else approached. A young woman. At least, she looked like a woman. Her silver skin shimmered softly, and long strands of glowing hair flowed down her shoulders like liquid starlight. Her eyes were brighter than the others, filled with curiosity. "This is my daughter," the Queen said. "Princess Alira." The princess stepped closer and studied me like I was the most fascinating thing she had ever seen. "You are smaller than our warriors," she said telepathically. "Thanks," I replied. She tilted her head. "But your eyes carry courage." That was unexpected. The Queen explained that Alira would guide me through their world while their scientists studied humanity's arrival. Apparently, their civilization valued personal connections more than formal diplomacy. Lucky me. Exploring the alien world. Over the next several days, Princess Alira showed me wonders I never could have imagined. Floating gardens where glowing plants drifted gently through the air. Rivers of liquid crystal that carried energy through the city. Massive libraries filled with knowledge older than human civilization itself. But what surprised me most was the princess herself. She was curious about everything. Earth. Human music. Food. Stories. Sometimes she would ask questions so quickly I struggled to answer them all. Other times, She would simply watch the stars in silence. During one quiet evening on a balcony overlooking the glowing city, she asked something strange. "Are humans afraid of us?" I thought for a moment. Some probably are, I admitted. But mostly we're just curious. Curious, like me. She looked up at the sky. I have studied many alien cultures through our archives, but none felt real. Then she looked back at me. Until now. Something in her voice made my heart race. The crisis. Everything changed on the sixth day. An alarm echoed throughout the city. The peaceful glow of Alarian turned crimson. Ships filled the sky. But they weren't Alarian ships. They were dark, jagged vessels descending from orbit like metal predators. A hostile alien fleet. The Queen quickly summoned her council. Through their telepathic discussions, I learned the terrifying truth. A warlike species called the Dravari had been searching for Alarian for centuries. They wanted the planet's powerful energy technology. And now they had finally found it. Their fleet outnumbered Alarian's defenses 3-1. The city trembled as explosions echoed in the distance. I looked at the princess. "Can you stop them?" Her expression darkened. "Our defenses are strong, but the Dravari are relentless." Then the Queen turned toward me. "Human, your vessel in orbit. Does it possess weapons?" "Some," I said cautiously. An idea formed in my mind. Risky. Probably insane. But it might work. The human plan. I explained my plan to the Queen. The Aurora Pathfinder had experimental gravity generators used for asteroid mining. If we modified them slightly, they could create massive gravitational distortions. Basically, space traps. If we could lure the Dravari fleet into the right position, we could collapse gravity around them and disable their ships. The Queen listened carefully. "So, you would use your vessel as bait?" "Pretty much." Princess Aelira looked alarmed. "That is dangerous." "Yeah," I admitted. "It is. But it was the best chance we had." After a moment of silence, the Queen nodded. "Then we will trust the human." The battle. Hours later, I stood aboard the Aurora Pathfinder, guiding the ship directly toward the invading fleet. The Dravari ships quickly noticed us. They assumed we were a weak scouting vessel. Exactly what we wanted. Their fleet chased us across orbit, weapons firing. Missiles streaked past the hull. Alarm screamed. "Almost there," I muttered. Then I hit the switch. The gravity generators activated. Space itself twisted. Invisible waves of gravity erupted outward like a cosmic net. The Dravari ships suddenly lost control. Engines failed. Navigation systems collapsed. Several vessels collided as the gravitational field dragged them together. Within minutes, the entire fleet was disabled. The battle was over. Alarian was safe. The princess's choice. When I returned to the city, the people of Alarian greeted me like a hero. But the most important moment came later. Inside the royal chamber, Queen Lasara stood before the gathered council. Princess Aelira stood beside her. And I stood awkwardly in front of everyone, wishing I had worn something nicer than a flight suit. The Queen raised her hand. "Today, this human saved our world." The council murmured in agreement. "But there is another matter." She turned to her daughter. The princess stepped forward. Her luminous eyes met mine. Then she said something that stunned the entire chamber. "I have chosen him." The room fell silent. Chosen? Chosen for what? Then the Queen looked directly at me. Her voice echoed through the hall. "Human, my daughter has selected you according to our ancient traditions." I blinked. "I'm sorry, selected me for what exactly?" The Queen's expression softened slightly. "For union." The realization hit me like a meteor. Marriage. The AlienPrincess had just chosen me as her partner. The council watched silently. The Queen stepped closer. Then she asked the question that would change my life forever. Human, will you take her hand? The decision my mind spun. I was just a maintenance engineer from Earth. And now an alien queen was asking me to marry her daughter. Every logical part of my brain screamed that this was impossible. But then I looked at Alira. She wasn't forcing me. She wasn't expecting obedience. She was simply waiting. Her eyes held hope. And something else. Trust. Over the past days, we had laughed together, explored together, saved a planet together. Somewhere along the way, she had become more than just an alien princess. She had become my friend, maybe something more. Slowly, I stepped forward. The entire council watched. I reached out my hand and gently took hers. Yes, I said. The chamber erupted with radiant light. Alira smiled brighter than the stars. And just like that, a human from Earth became part of an alien royal family. A new beginning months later, the alliance between Earth and Alarian had grown stronger than anyone imagined. Trade. Technology. Exploration. Two civilizations working together. But my life had changed the most. I still fixed machines sometimes. Old habits die hard. But now I did it inside a palace floating above an alien world. And sometimes, when the purple sunset spread across the sky, Princess Alira would stand beside me on the balcony. My wife. She would smile and ask the same question she asked the day we met. Are humans always this unexpected? I'd laugh. Only the lucky ones. And together, we'd watch the stars, knowing that the universe had brought two very different worlds together in the most unlikely way possible. All because an alien princess once looked at a confused human engineer and decided he was the one she wanted.